Hey, I'm Brandy. This is Opal, and this is Chronic Wellness. Before my life changed about 14 years ago, I wanted to dedicate my career to healthcare. I started in dentistry as an assistant, but quickly realized I didn't want to participate in just routine care. I wanted to make a bigger difference. So I started working with oral surgeons and facial surgeons, and I got to participate in some really life changing procedures. I participated in Mohs procedures where we remove lesions from the face and rebuild nose, lips, cheeks, depends on how large the lesion was. I also got to participate in all on four procedures where you remove all the teeth, you prep the jaw, do implants, and then you have an implanted denture. And I got to walk hand in hand with patients from the moment that they arrived at our clinics, not knowing what their face was going to look like or not knowing what's going on with their mouth, but they're in a lot of pain and they have no confidence and they smile like this and they laugh like this. And they're nurses and lawyers, and they just have no confidence, and they're not thriving in their careers that they've spent so much time and effort and energy in school on. But once they go through that life changing moment, now they're owning their life. And it was just so fun to be a part of that. I really enjoyed those jobs. I really enjoyed the patients, and I enjoyed being a part of a life changing, pivotal moment in someone's life. And then I had a car wreck, and it completely changed my life. I went from being one helping with healthcare to the one needing healthcare and the one begging for proper healthcare. And what I found was quite frustrating. I had a host of chronic pain and neurological conditions and autoimmune conditions, and all of that led me to an endless loop of referrals, emergency room visits, surgeries, prescriptions, physical therapy that I couldn't participate in because my facial pain hurt so bad. It was hard. It was a hard experience. I really didn't think I was going to make it. And the more questions I had about, okay, well, why are my labs normal? Why do I still have this pain even though my images look fine? I didn't really get any answers. Even whenever I had a feeding tube and I had a dietitian and a nutritionist, they were really just trying to help me with like calorie intake. They weren't helping me learn about nutrition and what I should be putting in my body and what I shouldn't be. I didn't know what to do. But there was somebody there holding my hand and telling me slowly and gently about the wellness space, telling me about fascia, lymphatic drainage, mindset changes, energy work like Reiki and other things, massage therapy and trigger point therapy, and all this stuff that's in the wellness space that my doctors for years told me was pseudoscience, or it was placebo, or it was not backed by the FDA. It didn't have the proper studies to prove that it was real. All of these things. And so my doctors were telling me one thing, my healers were telling me something, and then Google was telling me another, and it was all quite frustrating, overwhelming, and confusing. If I didn't have someone coming to my house every weekend to tell me how this makes sense, how I should be taking my supplements, how I should be keep going, what foods are hurting me, what foods are helping me, teaching me how to muscle test myself once my brain was actually working well enough to do that and understand these things. That was a game changer for me. After I learned muscle testing, I was able to actually take my health into my own hands. And instead of just calling for help every time I felt a new sensation or had a reaction to a new food or a lotion or a smell or an environment, the power was literally in my hands. Right here, I could just ask questions and get immediate answers. And I didn't have to wonder and have anxiety and PTSD moments and go to the emergency room and take ambulance every week. Everything changed. Clarity came, answers came. Now I just muscle test my supplements, I muscle test my foods, I muscle test environments, I muscle test people, I muscle test everything to see what works for my body and what doesn't. I want to show you and I want to teach you the ways that I was taught slowly over these years. So it's not a quick thing. Healing is not linear, healing is not fast. Healing can sometimes take years. Okay, remember, you didn't get this miserable overnight. And you may have gotten quite miserable overnight, like with a car accident, but there was a buildup to get you where you're at right now. And it's going to be a buildup of decisions to get you where you need to be. Okay. But I want to help you get there. I want to encourage you on your path. And I want to give you as much education as I possibly can. Now, I am not a healthcare practitioner. I'm not a doctor. I am not a pharmacist. I am just a lady on the internet that almost died. And now I'm fully living. And I am still in pain every day. I still have to make wellness decisions for myself every day. I'm still disabled. I am still considered chronically ill and in chronic pain. But I have decided to shift my perspective to I live a chronic wellness life I just have to make different decisions on a daily basis to thrive. And that helped my mental health, and it helped my decisions, and it helped transform my life. And I want to do that for you. Chronic Wellness on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and I even have a website. And a Pinterest. I'm everywhere. Just look for hashtag Chronic Wellness or hashtag Chronic Wellness with Brandy. You can find me. So take control in your own hands and give me a follow with your finger right now.